Hey guys, how's it going? It's Alex of Coyote Star Astrology, and this is my weekly forecast for the week of April 22nd, 2019. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. I feel like this energy is sort of the type of energy where people are either doing really well, feeling like they're finally getting some clarity on where they're going, or they're encountering a lot of challenge because we have a lot of change occurring very rapidly. That is the purpose of Uranus. Uranus is unpredictable. It shakes things up, and a lot of people are having their entire worlds shift dramatically. Sun in Taurus is about value systems, what we deem right and wrong, our moral code systems. And when Uranus comes and works with Taurus, we have our value system shift dramatically. So a lot of people are having an entirely new framework presented into their lives of how things are supposed to be, and they're having to very rapidly sort of evolve quickly to keep up with things as they shift. We also had Venus go into Aries on Saturday the 20th, so that added even more fuel to this necessity that we all really focus on our own path. So we have Mercury and Venus in Aries right now. So our minds and our hearts must be focused on self-actualization. And to further examine why that is and the challenges that come along with Aries energy, I wanted to go over the cardinal cross because I think it will help make a bit more sense. So I have this little diagram for you guys. This is the cardinal cross in the zodiac. It's 4 cardinal signs that make up the cross. We have Aries, where the energy is concentrated right now. We have Cancer down here at the bottom of the chart. We have Libra in opposition to Aries, and we have Capricorn up here at the top. So in astrology, oppositions, Aries and Libra in this case, and squares, which are 90-degree angles. So we have a square between Capricorn and Aries and Cancer and Aries. Oppositions and squares are tension points or challenges, or I like to think of them as a conflict of interest. So let's examine this. So when we have the energy focused on Aries, like I said, this is about self-actualization. This is about focusing on the self, doing what you want to do as opposed to what our relationships want. Obviously, when we're doing what we want to do, this isn't always in harmony with our partner. In a perfect world, it would be, but that's not often how it goes. What's best for me isn't always what's best for you. Also, when we're following our own path, this doesn't always line up with the needs of our family programming. Cancer is the state of the household growing up. It's how our childhood was experienced. It carries with it all of the childhood programming and the ancestral trauma, the wounding. So when we're trying to follow our own path and self-actualize, often we come up against childhood programming. We have to heal childhood trauma in order to do so and come into a strong state of self. And also up here with Stoic Capricorn, Capricorn represents our duties, our responsibilities, our jobs, and Capricorn really tries to extinguish the sovereignty, the fire of Aries. Capricorn tries to tell Aries what to do, what time to be at work, what contracts it needs to sign. So these are the challenges that Aries comes up against within this cardinal cross, the flow of energy, the blockages that it experiences, and this is a lot of what people are experiencing right now. They're either realizing that in order to actualize themselves, they need to end a relationship. Perhaps they need to move homes. Perhaps they need to quit a job. So I hope that helps, that makes a bit more sense. But I have a full inbox right now of people, particularly about relationships, because that full moon was so intense. Huge relationship portal. A lot of people realized quite suddenly that their relationship wasn't working. A lot of people are realizing quite suddenly that something about their life is not working anymore. And I think when we have so much Aries in the chart, the answer lies in focusing on you. With regards to a relationship, if you can follow your own path and still feel supported by that partnership whilst also supporting your partner in doing whatever it needs to do for them to be their best, if you and that person are in harmony while you both do that, great. Then this is a time when you can turn back towards that relationship with renewed reverence and respect, and really embrace that relationship free of codependency, knowing that you're both self-actualizing and evolving at the same rate. However, if that's not happening, painfully, this is a time when people are realizing that they must step out of that partnership in order to evolve. If they remain, they are going backwards. They're staying in a previous state. And this we can transfer onto any area. A lot of people are having to set out on their own in some way. Aries is the lone wolf. And Aries is very brave. Aries just came out of its long sleep in Pisces. It is recharged. It is youthful. It is vital. It is courageous. So a lot of us are taking risks, exposing parts of ourselves that we've been afraid to expose. We have Venus conjunct Chiron in Aries on Tuesday, the 23rd. So there's a lot of healing right now coming through bravery. But it's intense. The Sun conjunct Uranus, this is electric, sudden, disruptive energy. It really, like I said in the previous video, it detonates and explodes old constructs in order for new ones to be built. We had bombings in Sri Lanka today, Sunday morning. I'm filming this on Sunday. We had, we've got churches burning. We've got all sorts of crazy stuff happening. And I don't think it's a coincidence that these bombings happened at churches. The fire happened at a church. This is all symbolic of the South Node in Capricorn, the old system being torn down, and along with it, a lot of people's values. So this is, of course, happening macro, micro. In our own lives, we're seeing our values shift dramatically, and with that, necessary change is occurring. So it can be very exciting. It can also be very painful, depending on where you're at. There can be a lot of growing pains. We have Pluto go retrograde on Wednesday. It will pass back over the South Node. Pluto retrograde is about reevaluating who's in power. So last time Pluto crossed over the South Node, just a couple weeks ago during the Mercury retrograde, we had a lot of weird stuff happen in the media around people in power abusing their control over the masses. We had a couple of very prominent YouTubers, a couple of raw vegans with thousands of followers be exposed to actually be eating meat, and of course really disappointed their fan base in the process. We had a couple of celebrities, God knows why, fake pregnancies, and then their fans found out. So not even going into what's happening politically, we can see on the stage of the world that there are people in power being exposed, and their position in power is being torn down. So in our own lives, when Pluto goes retrograde, it will be retrograde for many months. This is a time when we want to look at how we are wielding our own power in our lives and wanting to make sure that our motivations for achieving that state of power or mastery are truly authentic and benevolent. Because if they're not altruistic and we make the human mistake of wanting power just to have that position, Pluto retrograde is a time when we can get karmic slaps and get kind of dethroned. So that's a good meditation, I think, for us to do leading up to that transit that happens on Wednesday, the 24th. Looking at an area of your life where you have been trying to achieve a state of authority or power, and checking into making sure that your motivations for doing so are, in a place of wanting to serve the good of all and not just for that power position. But I think for the collective, when that transit occurs, we can only expect to see more displays of this, those in power abusing their position. Guys, that about does it. I hope you guys are having a great week. I know that it's a lot of change. Do you, if you are going through challenge, know that this is growing pains. It's kind of like giving birth. This is a huge push this week, and a lot of people are really going through it. So if that's you, I feel you, I'm with you. Just be brave like an Aries would, and look out for yourself, guys. If you would like to reach out to me for a reading, I am available for that this week. You can go ahead and email me. My email will be down in the description box. And if you have enjoyed the music in the background of this video, as always, I will put the link to where you can find that in the description box as well. All right, you guys, have a great week, and I will see you in the next video.